At the Game Awards, Microsoft announced the new name for their PC game subscription service. That's probably for the best. The old name sucked, but a rose by any other name would still be a barely functional mess. So let's talk about some of the problems with the Xbox Game Pass for PC, now known as PC Game Pass. First up, the one they're changing. All the games that you install are installed in a special locked down part of your computer where you can't do anything to them. If you want to, for example, copy a game because you don't want to download it again and you have another computer, you can't do that. If you try to break into that file in some manner, you could break your entire Windows install. The only thing you can do is nothing. It's weird, it's bad, it's going away sometime next year. It's pretty terrible that they're getting praise for fixing something that they did on purpose and have been doing for years, but hey, at least it'll be less terrible to use. Now for all the other issues. So there's this thing called the Microsoft App Store. It's terrible. Never use it. It's also completely integrated into the Xbox app, the main way of interfacing with PC Game Pass. Due to the Microsoft Store integration, you have to use the Windows Store downloader, which, let's be honest, barely works. On my PC, I can download a game just fine, but if it wants to update, oh boy, too rich for my blood. So downloading updates doesn't work. Time to troubleshoot, I guess. Oh wait, their bug codes are terrible. So not only is it a walled garden where you have little control over what goes on your computer, there's also almost no way to fix any of it. You're left with Microsoft's infamously terrible "something went wrong" bug codes. I tried to fix the updating issue, but after a whole day of trying, the only fix that worked was re-downloading the entire game. Forza Horizon 5 is 130 gigabytes. It has updated more than once. Yeah. Also, I thought I'd try Minecraft Bedrock since it was included with Game Pass, but it doesn't work. I don't know why. I tried all of the bug solutions, none of them work, and there's nothing I can do about that. Because the whole thing is locked down and I have no control. Thanks, Microsoft! I have to mention the terrible Xbox game invite system. It kind of doesn't work. No matter what game you're playing, the Xbox app is inconsistent at best at sending and receiving invites. There is a workaround, but it took me like a whole day to work out that Xbox Game Bar still existed and that actually works reliably. So there's your tip. If you want to send or receive an invite for the Xbox app, go to a separate app on your computer that you've probably never thought about because it's terrible. Without knowing that trick, I was unable to play Forza with my sister. It just wouldn't work. I have played games online on Steam, Origin, PS3, even Wii U and Switch, and I've never run into such a weird, broken mess of online invite systems as I have with the Game Pass for PC ecosystem.
Gaming.
So I have one last major complaint, which is that they ruined controller support on purpose. I wish I was joking. In a normal game, if you plug in a controller, it'll work. Maybe you'll have to do some tweaking, but it'll eventually get there. That's how it's supposed to be, right? But on Xbox for PC, they don't want you to use a non-Xbox controller. Here's me setting up my PS4 controller with a random game from my Steam library. It just worked. And here's me trying to use my PS4 controller on PC Game Pass. Oh look, it doesn't do anything. Editing Elise here. After recording this video, I found that this problem is not universal to PC Game Pass, and only happens with Microsoft games on PC Game Pass. I'm leaving this section in because it's awful and ridiculous that they've done this to Microsoft games, but it appears that this is not a problem with indie games on PC Game Pass, it's just a problem with Microsoft titles like Forza. Just wanted that clarification for the sake of completeness. Back to the video. So Microsoft have, on purpose, made it so that controllers that they didn't make don't work. Even when the game clearly recognizes them, the game will not interact with them. Using DS for Windows, you can fool Xbox into receiving the inputs, but unless you hide the original inputs from the controller from it will stop them from working, even though it's receiving the inputs, because they want so badly for you to buy an Xbox controller. This is only possible because of open source software circumventing Microsoft's toxic walled garden that they've tried to create here? Nobody held Microsoft at gunpoint and forced them to ruin controller support. Even indie companies tend to support a few different controller setups or let you set up your own controller. It's not easy, but it is easier if you don't intentionally sabotage yourself. It's not hard to not lock people out of their files. Microsoft did this on purpose. These are all solved problems. Steam has been doing this pretty well for more than 10 years. Even Origin does better than this, and Origin is a joke! PC Game Pass is the biggest joke of them all. The value for money is incredible, but in order to get the deal, you have to step on a rake, knowing that another rake is waiting for you when you step off it. I won't be staying subscribed to Game Pass long enough to see the update where they let you not lock down your files, but bonus points if they break it somehow. They're truly a uniquely qualified company. Uniquely qualified at screwing things up. Subscribe below and leave a comment saying Microsoft sucks. Thanks!